In this chapter, we are going to learn about how to upload a file using Katalon Studio and also see another feature that is Object Spy. So difference between record and Object Spy is record will record all the clicks action, all the input actions uh, during the record time. And in spy you can navigate to a particular element which is in a problem and the particular element that you want to re-record. So difference, again, if I can repeat, record will save all the actions that you do, and a spy will only record that action that you have to tell the tool explicitly with a set of few keyboard keys that we will see very soon. So let's get started. So here I'm in my Katalon Studio version 7.2. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I have created, let me check, okay, on the file upload. So basically what we are going to do is here, if we go to our website, after login, I will go to my info and click on the add button to upload a file. Click on the browse, select a file, open it, and then save it. Once we do the save, the new file would be uploaded over here. So this is the main topic for this particular chapter. So for simplicity reason, what I have done is I no need to re-record the login portion which we already have. So what I have basically done is I have copied this particular step from step number 1 until step number 6 into the new file. So you can simply select those lines like this and copy, and then you can go and paste into your new file. So this particular portion is ready for me. So I either need to do other actions which were click on my info, which is not there in my current script, click on the add button, and then after that the file upload. So what I'm going to do is either I can continue recording from here, so whatever is the next step it will continue from here, or else I can do the spy. But let me show you the first option, how we can continue recording in the same script, that is like appending to the current script that we have. So whatever the extra actions like open browse, navigate to the URL and whatnot would be re-recorded after step number 6, but eventually I will delete it and continue with the rest of the step that we will have. So let us start again. So maybe simplicity reason I can just put a delay kind of thing. This is later I'm going to delete it. This is just a marker for me, the line after which I want to remove the rest of the code which I don't want. So after this line I'll click on this, and it is asking me selected test case has unsafe changes, please save the test cases before proceeding. Okay, and now it is asking, do you want to continue recording in the same test case file? I would say yes. Okay, so from here, okay, let's go to Firefox. So this open browser action is again recorded, so later I will remove those steps. For now what I can do is let it navigate, and let me pass the ID and password. Okay, so step number 7 to step number 12, if you want you can delete it right now by selecting all those lines and clicking on the remove button, or else I will just leave it for now. Let us focus on scripting first, and whatever is the irrelevant lines of the code or the step that we need, we can delete it after saving or completing the entire recording, right? So now I will click on my info. So this is the step that we would require after step number 6. Let the page load successfully. I will scroll down and click on the add button over here. Okay, and I will try to click on browse. So if you can see, the add button has been recorded. Now I will click on browse. So the difference that you can see is when I try to click on the browse, window pop-up has come up, the file explorer, but here that particular option has not been recorded. So what I will do, I will just cancel and click on save button, because later it would be required for verification purpose. So I will just save it. Never mind, it has given me an error that we will see later on. So I think this is the basis of our recording first, and I will just stop it over here. Okay, I'll click on OK to save it. I will try to save it into maybe a new folder. I can say it is orange HRM file upload. Click on OK, click on OK. Append. So it is asking me whether you want to append the file or not, or overwrite it. So I will say append. So everything has been appended. So we know we have already copied step number 1 to 6, which was an executed script tested fine. That's why we are going to remain with that. And I had put a marker from the line from which we don't need the steps. So that is step number 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 until submit. So from here until I would say here, I don't need it because these are the same repeated steps that I already have and this tested. So I can delete it. And there is after submit button. Okay, there is some extra lines up coming up. Let me just delete it. This delay until here, maybe from here until here. So yeah, so there is a problem in the script that we know already. Script from here until here is tested. This two should not be a problem because these are simple steps. Add button is there. There are two add save. So let me delete one, and then there is this particular. Okay. So what we are basically trying to do is this. You can move up. Click on save. If we try to execute, we know for sure it will not upload the file because there is no particular function that we have applied over here, and it will not. So what I will do is I need to use a function that is called as upload file. So if you click on that, so there is yes, upload file, and it will try to upload the file over here. So basically I will try to upload the file from here, this path, users, this particular user, and the name of the file, which is file3.txt. Okay, so in the file path I can supply the file name, full absolute path, that is this. Yes. Okay, click on OK, click on save. So let us try to see before we execute what is this object. So right click on it, open it up, go to attributes, and you can see that this will try to upload a file. So close this one, close this one. Let's try to execute it. So this was the initial script that we have copy and paste. So this is working fine. It will try to go to my info after the page is loaded successfully. Yes. Now it will try to go to the bottom of the page and click on add. So you can see Katalon is not going to scroll down, but basically the entire DOM element has been loaded. That is why it was successfully able to click on the add button. Okay, and here it will try to upload the file, and yes. So test case has executed and it has come up with an error. That was step number 10, and which was much expected, but let us try to see what is the error. Yeah, so we go to this line and see what is the error. Okay, it says unable to upload the file to this particular object. Root cause is unable to upload the file. Further go down, you can see the error here, that is web element or exception. You can see web element not found exception. So earlier we have seen if a web element is not able to find, what we can do is we can try to inspect that element and try with few other options from the different attributes of that particular object and see it can successfully continue or not. So here it is trying to upload the file with the attribute which is text. I probably believe that this will not work because a tag has to be provided. So tag here value is diff. Let me try with that and click on save. Let's try to run it again. So it is going for the second trial. I still believe it will not work this time. Let me explain why. Okay. So as expected, not working again, but let us try to see the error again. So again, it says it is not able to upload the file, and the error is web element still not recognized, right? So if this kind of problem happens repeatedly, and even after you try with a lot of other options, it is not going to work. So that is a place we try to use the spy to again, if we go over here again, try to spy this web element. Maybe during the record time this web element was not properly captured, and this is what I have mentioned earlier. The time we tried to click on the browse button, it didn't have that particular object recorded, whereas it recorded the object for this whole big portion, that is the file and the browse together as one element. So that is probably the problem. So let us try to understand how we can spy that particular object. So if we go over here, so let this be unchanged, and I'm going to use the spy now. So click on spy. So basically I'm doing a spy to pass a new object over here for the browse button if we can able to find the new object. So click on the browse button here and select a browser of your choice. Click on this. So now you can see the difference between a browse and record. So if you can see, the browser has launched and it has navigated to the URL, but nothing, no object has been captured because this is a spy. So a spy works like this unless and until you don't instruct what to capture, the tool will not capture. And capturing of any object like this, for example, this or this, it can be only done, you select that particular area, and on the keyboard try to press alt and the tilde key together, which is also we can see on the top left. capture object is using alt plus tilde, right? And that key is just the key below your escape key. So anyway, we don't want to capture these elements. So what I will do is I'll key in my ID and password. Okay, so you can see whatever ID and password I have supplied over here, it has not captured because I have not instructed the tool. So click on login. So I don't want these steps to be recorded. My info is also working fine until the add button. Yeah, until the add button, right? So add button is perfectly fine. Okay, so we want to capture object. So this one, we actually want to capture this browse, right? So let's see what else we can capture. Let me show you how we capture an object. So for example, if I want to capture this file star in the bracket accepts up to 5 MB, so highlight on it when the red box comes and then press alt and tilde key on your keyboard. So alt and tilde together. Okay, so you can see a new object with this label has been captured. Let us try to capture this browse. So I think this browse is not coming up. It is not getting captured. Anyway, it has done the click action. Let me cancel it. I will try to upload again or capture another object like this whole box. So this is the whole file area with description, but somehow the alt tilde is not coming up. Never mind. So let me just stop recording until here and capturing or do the spy and okay, I think probably this input file should work. Okay, let me try with few. So now we have captured three objects. Let's see which one works. And accordingly, we will see the errors. So click on save. We need to save these objects. And generally, I will save into a spy folder. So for this one, our project is under orange HRM upload file. So I will go to the main file and I'll try to create a new folder so that all my spy objects are there and I name it with the spy itself so that it is easy to recognize and pass the value. So click on OK, click on OK, and we can close it now. Okay, so instead of this diff file that we know it was this element has got some problem or it is not able to interact because this is not the element of for uploading the file. So I can change it. So for changing, double click on that and I know my new objects have been stored into the spy folder. So click on here, click on here. Let me try with maybe this one first. Click on OK, save it. Let me disable this one first. So the browser action is okay. Let me try to execute again. Okay, so far okay. It will try to click on yeah. Okay. So again, it looks like it has failed. So keep this active and let's go here and try to see the error again. So upload file has failed again, saying that unable to upload the object to the object repository. And here now, this time we are getting a different exception, right? That is element not element not interactable. So this is for the reason, and this is different issue as far as the previous issue was concerned. That was web element not found exception. Here it is saying that element is there, but Katalon cannot interact. So let us try to understand why Katalon is not able to interact with this particular object. So right click on it, open, and go to attributes, and let me see. Okay, it is trying to interact with this option, that is the text available. I believe and you will agree that this particular option of uploading the file here is a button, right? So that is an input. So input has to be provided. That is why if we go here the tag is label. I believe the tag should be input. But let's try and one more time. Click on the tab label and see if the same exception occurs, or is it a different one. If different exception happens, then it is understood the tag with which it should try to input the file should not be label, it should be something else. And for that reason, if you remember, I have captured another object as well with input. Probably that might work, but let us give it a try with this one. Save it, come to orange file over here. Okay, let me see if we can. Okay, so this is the option that I wanted to tell you, and that is the reason I have disabled the close browser. So when you close the browser, so the browser which was launched from Katalon, which is this active browser, is not closed. So what basically happens is Katalon still has that session available, and if you don't want to repeat all the steps from the beginning and you want to continue from the logical step that from where you have left with, and if the browser, which is like this particular thing, right, it is still active, and it was launched by Katalon, so the session is still maintained. So what we can do is we are trying to upload the file, right? So basically that is step number 11. So we will see if we can run it from here. So right click on the step that you want to run and just say run from, and when you get an option, it means that this particular personal details means that this is from the orange HRM. So it means this session is still active and possibly it will try to run from there. So let me click on it, and it will try again over here. Okay, the test has started loading. That's why you can see the previous error has gone and it is still in progress. Yes, it is trying to do something, and yeah, the error has come up again and the test has stopped. That is, you can see over here, one of one. So the test has completed. So if you look at the error, and you can see all the previous step was skipped because we tried to run from the active browser session, and that session should have been initiated by Katalon and not manually you launch the browser. So if we go here again not able to upload the file, and what is the error this time? Yeah, so here you can see element not interactable exception, and element label is not reachable by keyboard. If you see this, it is trying to talk about this label, the one that we see over here, this one, right? This label, the tag is not reachable, so that is the reason it is not able to interact. So possibly this is not this particular object that we have been using is not the object to upload the file. So probably we need to try with another capture object which I believe should work, which is this one, input, right? So click on input. So the new object has been replaced over here. Right click on it. Let us try to inspect again. Possibly this should work. Okay, so here it is trying to upload the file with another option. Okay, the file type is file, id is file name. Maybe for safety reason and not to repeat the test case again and again for execution, maybe uh, let's select the input field as well and click on save, and let's try to run it from this line again because the session is still active. So if you go over here, the test case is still trying to load. Once it has loaded, with the session. Perfect. This will be gone and new session is started, and let's see if it can upload successfully this time or not. Perfect. So successfully saved. So now to verify, if you can go and see, you can see file 3 has been uploaded. So this is all about this chapter on uploading the file and how we can do a spy of a particular web element. And when issue occurs, like web element not found exception, or the previous exception that we have seen that it is not trying to interact, so see through it what is the error and try to understand it. Because for this example, when we try to add, this is a browse button, so during the record time we already knew this action was not recorded, so we can do a spy. Once we did the spy, there was few objects that were captured. So in the object, also try to see which object we need to make use of. For a file upload, we should put a tag type as input, and that particular object should be reference that we have seen over here. So that's all. And if you want to see here the complete result, file has been uploaded. You can see file uploaded successfully as well. And if you go to next, then a few other informations would be there, which we can skip for now. So the file has been uploaded successfully. In the next chapter, we will see how we can do verify elements. For example, after the upload is successful, how can test automation give us an assurance, or it can do some kind of validation whether is it the same file that we intended to upload. So in the next session, we will see how we can do file verify elements and few other important functionalities of Katalon. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.